booktube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. Today I'm going to be doing my end of the year survey. I found out about this survey from Trina over at Between Chapters, and I will link the survey down below. I think it was done by The Broke and the Bookish, but don't quote me on that. But I think it's a really good overall look at the year, and it's got all these different questions, so I'm really excited about it. So let's just get started. The first question is the best book that you read this year. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing my full list of my top 10 favorite overall books for 2015, but my all-time favorite book this year was definitely Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. Book you were excited about and thought you were going to enjoy but didn't. For me, that is Ink and Bone by Rachel Caine. I was convinced that this book was going to be amazing, one of my favorites of the year, and it just fell completely flat. Most surprising book you read in 2015 in a good or bad way? For me, it was a good way, and that was The Giver. I really thought that I was going to hate this book, but I ended up loving it. The book you pushed everybody to read, and they did, and that was The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. The best series you started in 2015? The Selection series by Kira Cass. The best sequel in 2015? Traffic by Ellen Hopkins, which is the sequel to Tricks by Ellen Hopkins. The best last book in a series, and that for me is Winter by Marissa Meyer. Best new author you discovered in 2016? Kira Cass. The best book in a genre you do not typically read from, and for me that is going to have to be Old Man's War by John Scalzi, which is an adult science fiction. The most action-packed, thrilling, unputdownable book of 2015 for me is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. The book you read in 2015 that you will most likely reread in 2016, and I absolutely 100% do not do rereads, so none of them. Favorite cover of a book you read in 2015? Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Most memorable character of 2015? Winter in Winter by Marissa Meyer. The most beautifully written book you read this year, and for me that's going to have to be The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. The most thought-provoking / life-changing book you read this year, The Giver by Lois Lowry. The book you can't believe you waited until 2014 to read, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Number 15 is your favorite passage or quote that you read in 2015, and when I was preparing for this video, I must have skipped over this question because I definitely don't have one on my paper. So if I think of one or I find one, I will link it down, or I will put it down in the description below. The shortest book you read this year, and that's going to have to be Descender by Jeff Lemire. This is, of course, a comic issue, so it's only like 22 pages. But if I had to pick a book that I read that was the shortest, that's not a comic or a graphic novel, it's probably going to be A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf or The Giver by Lois Lowry. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. And the longest book I read in 2015 is Winter, topping out at 822 pages. The book that shocked you the most? Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. Your OTP of the year, you will go down with this ship. Mine is Cress and Thorn from Cress and the Rest of the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Favorite non-romantic relationship of the year, and that's going to have to go to America and Marley in the Selection series. They are just the best of friends, and I love them. Favorite book from an author you had previously read? Gray by E.L. James. Best book you read based solely on someone else's recommendation / peer pressure? Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Your newest fictional crush, and that's going to have to be Rafe from the Remnant Chronicles series. Best 2015 debut? The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. Best world building / most vivid setting? Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. The book that put a smile on your face whenever you read it? Binge by Tyler Oakley. A book that made you cry? This Is Where It Ends by an author's name who I can't pronounce. Hidden Gem of the Year? Alive by Scott Siegler. A book that crushed your soul? The Giver by Lois Lowry. Most unique book of the year? Mad About the Hatter by Dakota Chase. A book that made you mad, but it doesn't necessarily mean you didn't like it. The Giver by Lois Lowry. The ending is just made me wanna, and I did. Now some questions about your blogging / booktubing life, your new favorite book blog you discovered this year, and since this is a blog, she says blog, but I'm going to pick a blog and a booktuber, and my favorite blog that I discovered this year was the Book Nerd Canada and I think her name is Giselle, but she also has a booktube channel. My favorite booktuber that I discovered this year is Trina from Between Chapters. My favorite review that I wrote this year, and I don't do any video reviews, my favorite review that I put on my blog was my review for H2O by Virginia Bergen. I will link that down below. Your best or favorite discussion / non-review post you did this year, and my favorite videos that I did this year that were not reviews were my how-to videos on how to get free books / review books, and I did 2 episodes. I did one on Netgalley and one on Edelweiss, and I have a couple more episodes planned out for the rest of the year as well, so stay tuned for those. The best event that you participated in, and this year I went to the SFSE convention. I was invited to talk about booktube at this convention with PT over at PT Hilton. He has a booktube channel, and we did a talk together, and we taught authors how to connect to their readers and their reviewers on using booktube, and that was a lot of fun. And I was also able to interview Maria V. Snyder there, and that was just so much fun. I really enjoyed that. I can't wait to do more bookish events in 2016. Best moment of your bookish / blogging life in 2015, and that was probably interviewing Melinda Salisbury. I absolutely loved her book. I am a huge fan of hers. I cannot wait for the next book to come out, and her agreeing to do an interview with me was just so cool. I loved that so much. Number 6 is the most challenging thing about your booktubing, blogging, reading life, and moving was really hard this year for me. My amount of reading went way down during the month that I moved. And I was sick a lot this year. Like I lost my voice a couple times this year, and I was just really sick. And like right now, I have to get surgery on my tooth, and so it's like so painful. They gave me hydrocodone for the pain, and I took it about 3 hours ago, and I really don't feel any different. It still like kills right now to talk, and you know, so just being sick is just really hard because I love doing booktube and I love doing these videos, but doing it while sick or while in pain has been really hard this year. But hopefully 2016 will be a much healthier year for me. Most popular post this year, and that's going to be my birthday book haul. It was gigantic. I bought so many books for myself, and I got so many books as gifts this year for my birthday, and I just you know, did my book haul with my brother in it, and it was really fun, and it got like almost 500 views, and I will link that down below as well if you guys want to check it out. A post that you wish got a little bit more love, and I did a video with my brother Matthew, and it was the sibling tag, and it's not book related, which is why I don't think it got very many views, but it was freaking hilarious, and if you haven't seen it, I would definitely go watch it. It's probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done, and I love that video. Love my brother. It's just so funny, so definitely go check it out down below. I will link it there. Number 9 is the best bookish discovery that you had this year, and for me, that is definitely going to have to be my membership to Barnes & Noble. Every time you go to Barnes & Noble, they ask you if you want to have a membership, and it costs like $25 to sign up for the year, and every time I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I would never spend $25 just to save 10%, but my brother bought it for me as a gift for my birthday, and I use it all the time now, and I save so much money, and I have no idea why I didn't do this earlier. It's awesome, and you get like 10% off at the Starbucks and the Barnes & Noble too, so like, I'm going to be renewing my membership every single year from now on. You save boatloads of money. And did you complete any reading challenges or goals you set for yourself? I did a video on the goals that I set for myself in 2015, like an update how I did and how good or bad I did on some of the challenges, and I will link that down below. I posted it like last week or something like that if you want to go check that out and see how I did in all of my goals. Looking ahead in 2016, what is one book you didn't get to this year that will be your number 1 priority in 2016? For me, that is Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. I have been in the middle of this book for over a year now, and it is absolutely ridiculous. I need to get to it this year. It's my number 1 priority. The book that you were most anticipating for 2016, that's going to have to be Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. The 2016 debut you were most anticipating, and that's going to be The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Halig. Series ender you're looking forward to in 2016, The Heart of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. one thing you hope to accomplish in 2016 for your reading slash blogging life. And for me, that's just to have fun. I never ever want to take booktube or reading or anything like that too seriously. I feel like a lot of people get really burnt out by, wanting to read 500 books in a year or review every single book that they've read, or, have a set schedule for booktube and make sure they post videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And I never want to be that way. I just want to have fun, and I just want to do what I want to do. And if it becomes boring just by doing what I want to do, then that's that, and I stop. But I want to have fun, and I want to keep doing what I love doing. And finally, the last question is a 2016 release that you've already read and recommend to everybody, and that is This Is Where It Ends by an author's name I cannot pronounce. Freaking fantastic book. Loved it. Everyone needs to read it. I am also in the middle of Passenger by Alexander Bracken, and I'm really enjoying that, but I'm only like 40% of the way done, so I can't recommend it 100%, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Alright guys, that is it for my end of the year survey. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!